Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mukesh English. This is Mukesh Soni. In this video, I'm going to talk about a famous essay by APJ Abdul Kalam titled Towards a Competitive Nation. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was born on October 15th, 1931 and passed away on July 27th, 2015. He's an acclaimed personality born and raised in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. He studied physics and aerospace engineering. He was the 11th President of India from 2002 till 2007. He was a scientist and science administrator in DRDO and ISRO. He is known as the Missile Man of India. Let's know about this essay. The present essay is an extract taken from APJ Abdul Kalam's famous book titled Turning Points, A Journey Through Challenges, the inspiring sequel to Wings of Fire. Now the essay begins by mentioning the real challenge for scientific community. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam here mentions the real challenges for the scientific community. Speaking on the implications of technology, he mentions that it's a real challenge for the scientific community to enrich the lives of 750 millions who live in the villages, which is the majority of Indian population. He also mentions that keeping ahead in the fields of science and technology is the only way for a developing nation to become a developed nation. Now he focuses on the three major areas. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam emphasizes to focus on three major areas like nanotechnology, e-governance, and biodiesel. So I repeat here, he has mentioned three important areas here, which are nanotechnology, e-governance, and biodiesel. The the three important events which took place in Rashtrapathi Bhavan and Rashtrapathi Nilayam. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has mentioned here three important conferences which happened in Rashtrapathi Bhavan and Rashtrapathi Nilayam, and these conferences are nanotechnology, nanotechnology conference, e-governance conference, and bio-based conference. Dr. Kalam signifies the importance of these events in terms of potential impact on the future of the country. Now, Dr. Kalam mentions his discussion with Professor C.N. Rao. Dr. Kalam shares his discussion with Professor C.N. Rao and many other specialists with reference to future directions in the research and development of nanoscience technology and its implications in the areas like agriculture, medicine, space, and energy. Now, what is the result of this discussion? The discussion which happened between and among Dr. Kalam and Dr. Rao and the other scientists. Now, what is the result of this discussion? As a result of this discussion with scientists, Dr. Kalam hosted a full-day conference in Rashtrapathi Bhavan. It led to many significant advances and innovation. For example, the scientists from Banaras Hindu University devised a simple method to produce carbon non-tube filters, which efficiently remove micro to nanoscale contaminations from water and heavy hydrocarbons from petroleum. A drug delivery system was developed by the scientists and the technologists of Delhi University in partnership with Dabur Company. Now, further, he mentioned the prerequisites of a developed India. He mentions that what are the prerequisites for developed India? He says that it should be efficient, result-oriented, and transparent governance. So he brings out the need of an efficient, result-oriented, and transparent governance to make this country as a developed nation. Later, he mentions that there should be the integrated system with a decentralized setup at the state, district, and village level. Concrete efforts from the central and state governments, as well as private and public sector participation to implement the above mentioned requirements. So there should be a very concrete effort should be there, not only from the state government, but also from the central government as well. I mean to say, both the governments should put the concrete efforts in association with the public and private sector partnership, so that these prerequisites could easily be implemented to make this country as a developed nation. Now later, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam conducted an e-governance conference. Now in this e-governance conference, which held in Rashtrapathi Bhavan, so what happens through this e-governance conference here? A system of e-governance in Rashtrapathi Bhavan was introduced. So he brought out an e-governance system in Rashtrapathi Bhavan, just like a pilot project, or we can say model. Dr. Kalam addressed the judiciary, audit agencies, and many other sectors on the subject. So judiciary, audit agencies, and many other sectors, they were trained about this e-governance system. A presentation was made to the Commonwealth Meet about this e-governance. So it was desired by Dr. Kalam that e-governance system with smart identification cards for each citizen will make for effective services and will also contribute to a fight against extremism and terrorism. So he brought out the importance of e-governance system. How will it help us in the future? So he has mentioned here that e-governance system with smart identification cards for each citizen will make for effective services and will also contribute to a fight against extremism and terrorism. So this is how he has brought the e-governance into effectiveness. Now, he believes that the two key areas that will be the source of conflict in the future are water and energy. So he mentions here two important key areas which will be the sources of conflict in the future, and these two key areas are water and energy. So Dr. Kalam propagates the energy independence from fossil fuels as a need of the hour. So he brings out the importance of the fossil fuel, the energy which independently can be perceived from the fossil fuels. For this, he brings an initiative to develop biofuel. So he brings the importance of biofuel. Now, the conference, to highlight this and to consider all aspects of initiative in an integrated way, Dr. Kalam and his team hosted a conference at Rashtrapathi Nilayam. So this conference was attended by farmers and other potential users. The vice chancellors of agricultural universities they explained the research on various aspects like seed characteristics and irrigation needs of plants, which could be used as the sources of biofuel. So this is how the biofuel significance was brought out by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam through the conference at Rashtrapathi Nilayam. He also mentioned that the government officials raised issues related to allotment of non-fertile lands. The automobile designers spoke about a mix of biofuel and diesel, the new model. Business representatives spoke about the investments and break-even points. Dr. Kalam presented his concept for the use of biofuel. So this is how Dr. Kalam's biofuel strategy was really appreciated by everybody. And we can say that as a result of this biofuel, policy was evolved. Due to the efforts of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, biofuel policy was evolved. It has come into the existence into the system. Now, in addition to these three conferences, which we have mentioned here, nanotechnology, biofuel, there was another technological event which germinated from Rashtrapathi Bhavan, which took birth from Rashtrapathi Bhavan. Now, which are the other technological event which Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has mentioned in this essay? Now, the first one, Dr. Kalam and Chandrayan mission. In 2006, the chairman of ISRO briefed Dr. Kalam on his future plan, including the Chandrayan mission to explore the moon. Dr. Kalam suggested that the mission could include a combined entry package to the moon with at least one telemetry channel with density or pressure measurement or tone wrenching. So that was his suggestion. This payload would enable them to gather data directly from the moon's surface. The chairman promised to include this payload. This led to the birth of the Moon Impact probe as a part of Chandrayaan mission. Finally, the probe landed on the moon's surface on 14th November 2008, exactly in the predetermined area. So these two technical initiatives took place at the instance of Rashtrapati Bhavan, and Dr. Kalam was very happy to be partner in such promising venture. Now, the innovative index and global competitiveness. So Dr. Kalam highlights the innovative index and the importance of global competitiveness. After reading the Global Innovation Report for the year 2011, Dr. Kalam found that as per the Global Innovation Report, Switzerland is ranked 1, Sweden is ranked 2, Singapore is ranked 3, Hong Kong is ranked 4, and India is ranked 62. India is ranked as the 62 in this index. So there's a relationship between the innovation index and competitiveness. Dr. Kalam comments, if India has to improve its global competitiveness index from 56, we need to build indigenous design capability. This growth is a result of scientific discoveries and patents generated. Dr. Kalam suggests that focus should be more on research to take up India's global competitiveness to the desired level. So in this way, focusing on the global competitiveness, Dr. Kalam has suggested to bring up the level of research so that we can reach to the desirable ranking of global competitiveness index or the innovation index. Now, the next important point which Dr. Kalam has mentioned in this speech here, in this essay here, how India has become self-reliance in some critical technologies. So he mentions that launch of Agni 5 as a great milestone. On 19th April 2012, the tension sharpened at the launch area at Wheeler Island on the Odisha coast, caused at the massive 50-ton, 17.5-meter high Agni 5 missile was elevated into the vertical launch position, and the pre-launch checks began at 8:07 a.m. The countdown began, and the giant ball of fire leaped out as the missile's first stage ignited. As Agni 5 rose smoothly off the launch pad, scientists checked its systems audibly on the public address system. The voice is calm, In contrast to the tension among the viewers, after 90 seconds, the first stage burnt out and separated. The missile was traveling at exactly the speed it should have been. Then, on schedule, the all new composite second stage burnt out and separated. Within minutes, the missile was in space, streaking southwards for 2000-kilometer unit. It crossed the equator. Then it hurtled along for another 3000 kilometers, re-entering the atmosphere over the Tropic of Capricorn and splashing down between the southern tip of Africa and Australia. From launch to splashdown, it took just 20 minutes. Indian naval vessels tracked the missile all along its course, including at the terminal stage. The missile hit the target with a predetermined accuracy. So this was the major improvement, the major self-reliance in the Indian technologies. Now, Dr. Kalam mentions few more development on some critical technologies, and in this series, he says that IGMDP was sanctioned at a cost of nearly 400 crores in 1983. This resulted in the development of production deployment of four missile systems. So, and these four missile systems are Prithvi, which is surface to surface missile, Akash, which is medium range surface to air missile, Trishul, a short range quick reaction surface to air missile, Nag, an anti tank missile. So, the whole development where 400 crores was sanctioned and it resulted into the four missile system. In addition, a technology demonstration missile, Agni, was also part of long-range missile. Now, the demonstration of these technologies, where these technologies are demonstrated, this technology was first demonstrated on the Odisha coast in May 1989. Later, Agni 1, 2, 3, and 4 were demonstrated during the last 2 decades with increasing range capabilities. Finally, the flight testing of Agni 5 was done. All these missiles come under the category of MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime, and other sanctions. Hence, neither the missile system nor the technology needed for these systems will be available for purchase for a price. The system has to be realized in a hard way only through systematic research development. So, the research should be given utmost importance. Hence, the successful testing of this missile holds a special significance in terms of self-reliance in critical technologies and empower the country to follow an independent foreign policy. Dr. Kalam was briefed on the launch of Agni 5 by Dr. V.K. Saraswat. Now, you need to remember few important key points from this essay. The present essay has been extracted from Kalam's famous book, Turning Points, A Journey Through Challenges, the inspiring sequel to The Wings of Fire. This essay focuses on the three major areas, nanotechnology conference, e-governance conference, bio-based conference. Introduction of the spelling error here. Introduction of e-governance, development of biofuel, Chandrayan mission, Global Innovation Index in India, self-reliance in critical technologies, launch of Agni 5, deployment of 4 missile systems. Thank you so much for watching this video. Dear friends, thank you so much for watching this video. You can reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Please do subscribe the channel, click on the like button for more videos on literature, workbook, pronunciation, grammar, communication skills, presentation skills, interview skills, Stay in tune with Mukesh English. Thank you once again.